If your adult child needs a safe space to avoid offensive words, you failed as a fucking parent. If anything in my seminar offends you, blame your parents for raising a pussy.
Hey guys, just a reminder, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, consider becoming a member if you like my content. I do a little bit of everything. And if you have it in you and you want to, feel free to donate to us. Me and my girlfriend are trying to buy a really nice camper so that we can travel around and help people on our travels. And we're a little off our mark. We've got a good amount saved up. We're still a little far from our mark. So there's going to be ways to do all of those things in the description of the video as well as in the comment section. Let's get started with the video. Thank you. What's up, guys? So for those of you who don't know, some unfortunate things have actually happened and transpired in a very short span of time, starting 2025, unfortunately. Retro gaming is going to be coming to a pretty serious halt. There's a lot of ridiculous stuff that has happened, and like I said, in a very short span of time, unfortunately. It's so weird to me that all these companies like Nintendo and PlayStation or Sony and Microsoft just won't come together and create a way for retro gamers to be able to enjoy the classics that they want to. As of right now, the way the system stands is that they don't want you downloading emulators or ROMs or any of this stuff. And they've been fighting that stuff for years. But, you know, the tech people, we've just kind of been like, well, you're not offering us a way to be able to play these older games that we're interested still in. And unless we have an original console, which, as you know, technology is phasing out, and a lot of the old consoles don't work anymore. And we still want to be able to enjoy these classics that we grew up with and play. But unfortunately, Nintendo, being the biggest one on the list, has just absolutely done everything in their power to try to shut down emulation gaming. Now, if you guys know me, I'm a huge retro emulation gaming fan. I love this stuff. Unfortunately, every time I buy a Nintendo 64 equivalent system, they don't work, or they're damaged in some way, and I can't play the games that I want to, which is where emulation gaming comes in and becomes such a huge part of our life as retro gamers. Now, I enjoy all the new stuff, and I will buy Nintendo's new stuff, but I also enjoy their old stuff. Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, all these 64 classics. And they're just not making them available to us easily. And that is a problem, because now they're passing a law, basically, that is going to prohibit all ISO, ROM file, emulation gaming from moving forward in any kind of advancement at all. And actually, they're trying to take down all of the stuff that is currently out. So basically, they're trying to ban emulators is what's happening. They don't want people emulating games, which is frustrating to this entire community of people like me, because right now, this is really the only way to enjoy these old games, because a lot of us just can't get working systems. And it's not like Nintendo is supplying a place that allows us to send in our old game consoles for repair, and they're not making it available for us to play the cartridges that we already have. So we're just stuck. We're stuck not being able to play these systems without emulators, and they're trying to make emulators basically illegal, and they pretty much passed it. So now there will be basically zero emulation allowed legally, and that is pretty frustrating. Now, I'm sure a lot of these devices that are being sold from like Powkitty and equivalent, if you already have one, I'm pretty sure that they will still work. There's no way they can just discontinue what you already have. And they're not going to come to your house and arrest you because you have an emulator, you know, that you already had before all this stuff happened. So my suggestion to you before January is to get an emulator that works, a nice handheld gaming console that works perfectly well, and get your ROM files and ISO files before all of this stuff goes into play. Like I said, what's really frustrating about this is that these companies aren't doing anything to make this available for us. We don't want to have to emulate these systems, really. Like if we wouldn't have to, we don't want to, because the emulators are not perfect. They don't work as well as the original consoles. But why not, as Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft, why not come together and be like, hey, there's obviously a huge group of people that still enjoy these old games that we created. Why not make them available on the consoles that we currently have? You know what I'm saying? You've only ported over select games. We want them all available, the entire library of games of the older platforms to be available. And we would be willing to pay a monthly fee to play these on our either computer or whatever. I would pay $20 a month to be able to play these games. I have no issues with that. You know, $10 to $20 a month to be able to partake in any retro game that I want to from any system available. I would totally pay that because I'm not a huge fan of emulation. I don't have a choice, though. This is the only way I can play these games, and that's how it is for a lot of people because these companies aren't making it available on large scale for us to be able to enjoy them without, unfortunately, having to, say, download ISO files and ROM files and play these emulators that are available for us to be able to play the older systems. So basically what's happening, like I said, an overview of all of this is that they're making emulators illegal unless they are from the company that originally made the games for the products. So basically what's happening is in 2025, it is going to be very, very, very difficult to get an emulator. They're going to start going after all these emulation paradise, EMU ROMs, all these major distributors of these emulators. They're basically going to go shut them all down. And anybody that has a copy of that stuff, if you are caught downloading it after a certain period of time, well, then you're pretty much going to be on the list of whoopsies, and they're going to probably come knocking on your door, and you're not going to be a happy camper. But if you do all this stuff before January 1st happens, then you should be good. So choose an emulator now. Go on Temu. Heck, the RM6503, whatever it is. That one's like $32 right now and plays all the way up to PlayStation Portable, all your older systems. Plus, you can put your own SD card in it up to like 128 gigs. I mean, the entire Nintendo 64 library is only 17 gigabytes large. You could get the entire library of games, put them on there. Listen, I'm not saying that you guys should go out and do these things. All I'm saying is that until these companies are willing to work with us, which clearly they're not, and they're not trying to do anything for us, then, you know, it's like the only way to play these poor games is to download them and play them on emulators, because most of us don't have these current working consoles anymore and we can't get a hold of them. Technology phases out. It's what's, like I said, what's really weird to me is that if I wanted to rent a movie from 1930, there's a historical library that would allow me to do that. I could rent those movies. But when it comes to gaming, there's no historical way that they've provided that keeps these games around, except for the people that have downloaded the ISOs and the ROM files and uploaded them to a platform to make them available for everybody. There's no library of these systems from these manufacturers that are allowing us to do this. It's just personal stuff that personal people have done to make it available for the public so that we can still enjoy these games. That seems stupid to me. That I'm thankful for the people that have done that, but I would have rather seen the companies do that for us rather than this. Because now they're like, oh, if you get caught doing this, illegal, jail time. Why not just make these games available so we don't have to feel threatened by the companies when we just want to enjoy stuff that they've already put out? You know, it's just, it seems stupid to me. It seems dumb that I can rent a movie from 1930, but I can't rent a video game, an older school video game from the companies that designed them. That just, I don't know. Does that make sense to you? If I want to find any song, I can find any song and download it and it's mine or make it available to me. But if it comes to gaming, I can't. That seems not fair. Seems not fair. I don't know. And then you're going to, because we still want to enjoy the games that we once bought, played, and paid for, we can't now because you're telling us that you're not going to make it available to us. So once your system craps out, that's just the end of it. But that game is still there, and I have the cartridge, and I want to be able to play it, but I can't. So it turns me to emulation gaming, which you're telling me now is going to be 100% completely illegal. I don't know, guys. Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, do better. I think you can do better for your community of people that have supported you for this entire time. I think you can do better. I don't think this is the route you should take. Granted, none of us really want to do it through emulators, but we're not really given a choice because you, as a company, haven't given us an option. We still want to play these old retro games, and we still want to play your new stuff. We still pay for the new stuff, and we're willing to pay for the old stuff. Why not work with us? Why not work with us instead of tell us that we're going to go to jail if we try to play a game that we once enjoyed? That seems dumb. That's just my opinion. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff, and I will catch you guys on the flip. Toodles.